people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Inka. In today's tutorial we're going to be learning how to make this top. The black one is what my client requested for, and the white one is my own recreation. First off, I'm going to fold my fabric into two. So my fabric is folded into two like this. So first off, let me tell you the measurement I took. You need the front waist length as well as your center back to your desired sleeve length. Once you have those two measurements, then you need your bust circumference and your waist circumference. Okay, so I'm using a very stretchy fabric here. Okay, then this is about 2.5 yards, which definitely we are not going to finish, but yeah. Okay, so the fabric is folded into two, then I'll fold it again like this into four, this way. So this part also is on fold, here is on fold. Okay, and I'm using a stretchy fabric, so here is on fold as well as here. The back is going to have zipper, but I'm not giving zip allowance, but you can see the way I just tilted it a bit so that the front, you know, to now look as if it's having zip allowance, but it's not. See the way it is, it's tilted, like tilted to this side. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to determine the neck width. I'm going to be using 3 inches for the neck width because I don't even want the neck to be wide. And for the back neck depth, I'm going to be using half, so it's just going to be like this, ½ inch. Then for the front neck, I'm going to do, let's see, don't forget that we're not joining on the shoulder. Let's say I'm doing 9, so it's going to be this way. Okay, so I'm making a crop top. The length of the crop top is 18 inches. So now the way I folded it downward like this, the total here is 23 inches. The total here is 23 inches, okay, the way it is like this. But then I want the length of the blouse itself to be 18 inches, and I'm going to be having 2.5 inches band here. 2.5 is too much. I'm going to be having 2 inches band, so I'm going to minus that 2 inches from the total length, which is 18. So 2 minus 18, that will give me 16. So the length here is going to be 16, and I'll add allowance of ½ inch. Okay, so at this line I'm going to put the waist circumference divided by 4. Note now I'm starting from here. You know, I tilted it a bit such that I'll have zip allowance at the down part, which is not really zip allowance, but you shall understand. Okay, so the waist length is 9, but because it's stretchy, see, it's stretchy, I'm not going to be adding any seam allowance, and I'm going to put that exact 9 inches. The waist circumference is 30 divided by 4, that is 9, so I'll put that exactly 9. I'm not going to be putting any allowance. Okay, so let me just draw this. Let me see like this. Okay, so at this point I'm going to go up by 1 inch, just 1 inch. Hope it's clear. If you have any question, leave it in the comment section, I will answer. So from the center back to the desired sleeve length for my client, she said she wants it really long, and I'm going to put elastic at the hemline so that she'll be able to drag it to whatever she wants. So that gave ours, the measurement is 38 inches. Just hope it's up to that. So this is the 38 inches mark here. I'll make a point at that place, and I'm going to rule it to this length when we're ready for it. Can you see? So I've rolled it down. Top, I roll it down, but from that line I'm going to come inward here by 2 inches, just 2 inches, and I'm going to blend it this way, like I'm making a cuff like this. Can you see? All right, so the next thing you're gonna do now is, now that we are done with that place, so from this your measurement, you know, from here to here we measure the waist circumference divided by 4. We came up by 1 inch. So from this 1 inch upward, you are going to connect it all the way to that your measurement on the sleeve. Okay, so when you are doing that, do as if you round your hand like this. So connect it like that. Can you see? So a quick recap. So we folded our fabric into 4 such that the upper part is on fold. Okay, the front area is on fold, and you can see the way I folded it such that I tilt it such that the front is inside like this. Can you see? Can you see? So this is the front and this is the back. We measured the length that we want. Then from this folded edge here, this one on top, we measure the waist circumference divided by 4. I did not have allowance because I'm working with a stretchy fabric. Then I came up by 1 inch, and from that 1 inch I connect it to my desired sleeve length. You know, from here to here we already have our desired, and then from here to here we have our desired sleeve length. Okay, so when I came up here, then from here I just connect it to the desired sleeve length like this. Can you see? Then I did a little modification here. First off, I rolled the line down to this point, then I came in by 2 inches and gradually, like a curve, I connected back this way, and that is what we have. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it out now. So first I'll cut on the back neckline. Can you see? So now I'm going to cut the front. This 2 layer that is on top is for the front, so you can go ahead, you can lift it up and just cut the front neckline. Please don't mistakenly cut the back together with it, please. Can you see? So this is how it is. So you can remove this now, so that we do a little modification at the back. Okay, so this part here is the back. You know, I flip the 2 out of the way. So this part here is the back. So just come up by ½ inch at the center back and just connect it like this. So, and then you trim it off. Can you see? Like this. Then the next thing is for you to measure 1 inch inward, 1 inch inward, and then connect it back to the neck like this. Can you see? Like from here to nothing here. So I'll start by doing it like this, like slitting it. Then I'll trim and follow my line. It's going to have zip at the back. So we are basically done cutting, and at the end of the day, this is what we have. Let me put it back the way it was. So the center front is on fold, and we still have our zipper on. So I'm going to be using ½ inch to stitch in the zipper. Okay. So when you open it up, this is how it's looking. Pay attention. Can you see? So if you align it very well now, you'll see underneath, I don't know if you can see it, underneath we have the back, and you can see the space that is here. Yeah, so there's no how the zip is gonna bulge, and you can see it's overlaps here. That's to tell you that we have our zip allowance intact. Can you see? So that's how it's looking. So we'll proceed and cut the band. So this fabric is folded into 4, and here is unfold. Then we have 2 inches or which, okay, you know what, let's do 2 3/4. Let's use 2 3/4 for the length. 2 3/4, 2 3/4. Okay, so this is how it's looking. So this is for the front. So I'm going to use this now to cut the back. So the length, whatever thing you're doing, you need it to be exactly this same length. So it's too long, so I'm going to trim it off and make it the same length. You know, because I'm using stretchy fabric, on the waistline here, I'll come in here at this folded edge. This edge is folded. I'll come in by half and I'll slant it so that it will have a very nice shape at the down part of the something. So it's going to be like this. Can you see? I told you it's stretchy, right? So can you see? It stretches. It's just going to be like this. Okay? Can you see? So it's even a little bit shorter, which I'm just going to drag it to match them up. And yeah, this is what I have. All right, so you use this now and cut the back the same way, and you should know that it should be equal to the length of the back. This is the back now, so whatever band you are cutting now should be equal to this length. This is the back. I've cut the band for the back, and it's just like this. So we are done. So we need to cut what we are going to be using to pipe the neckline. So like a bias from the same fabric, or you can just use your bias. I think we should use bias.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is to use bias to pipe the neckline. So just sew your bias to the right side of the neckline, and when you are done, you're going to flip it to the wrong side and top stitch the bias to the neckline from the wrong side.
Okay, so I'm done piping the neckline with my bias, and this is it. You know, it's a V neckline, so what I'm going to do now is just to pinch it like this.
So just pinch it and stitch it as if you're sewing it around that tiny neckline, that tiny piece that you pinch from the wrong side, please. Next, I'm going to also use bias to pipe the sleeve round, that sleeve M. Just use your bias to pipe it so that you can create elastic channel for the elastic. It's going to have elastic around the wrist, so use your bias to create the elastic casing. After attaching the elastic, the next thing is to fix the waistband. Just place the waistband directly on top of the waistline the way we have cut it, and just stitch directly on top. The waistband is folded into 2 when we're cutting, so you fix it the same way. So I'm done attaching the waistband for the front, and this is how it's looking. You will weave the joining, right? Okay, so the next is to attach the waistband to the back. Like I said, you fold it into 2 like this and place directly on top and stitch them together. Well, the next thing we're going to do now is just to close the side seam, and you're going to be closing with 1 inch allowance. I'm closing the side with 1 inch allowance. So close it from the waistline all the way to the sleeve opening. So the final thing now is just to attach our zipper and our blouse will be ready. So just go ahead and fix your zipper.
Me, I was so scared of white. It's fine.
So here's the final outcome. Can you see the beautiful pants I made with it? Even though she said I should change the style of the pants to gathers instead of bust pleats. Yeah, so this is the final look, which she eventually went with. A gathered pants. And I think it's beautiful. You know, when you know your body, you know what suits you better. A choice. So, yeah. Can you peep the crop top? The crop top is so fine. Ooh.